disabled and you get depressed, hey, what do you do to get out of that funk? Let me tell you 3 tips that I use to help me get past, move on, get happier, forget about that past that happened, forget about, well, you'll never forget about your disability, but to help you get out of depression, I'm going to tell you about 3 tips coming up next. Before we jump in, go ahead and click on the subscribe button if you don't mind. And, click on that bell, get a notification when the next upload is going to take place. And the ones who are already in my community, thank you so much. You provide me the motivation, the inspiration to continue on with this channel. Thank you. Disabled and depression. I'm going to tell you right now, that goes hand in hand. Hand in hand. All right? But you don't have to stay depressed as long as you're disabled. For some of us, well, it's a permanent disability. We're going to have this throughout the rest of our life. Some people, hopefully for them, hopefully others, they have a temporary setback, a temporary disability that maybe they can overcome, that they're going to get back to their so-called normal. And that's awesome for them. I'm glad for them. But for the others, and even for the temporary, you might get depressed. And I'm here to tell you, I have been depressed before. I've gotten out of it. And I've gotten depressed again. So, it's something to fight. Here's the problem is, here's a big tip here. 1, quit thinking about what happened in the past. What happened, how you got disabled. Forget about that. I know it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. I'm there with you. The first 5 years of me being disabled, I was depressed. I hid it from people. I tried to hide it from people, but they saw through it. But I thought I was doing a good job. They know you. They'll look through it. They'll know it. And of course, sometimes you're so depressed, no one can help but see it. All right? And you can't hide it. There's nothing you can do. But here's what you do. Tip 1, try your best to forget about the past. Try to forget about how you got disabled. It's hard. I understand that. Next, also, and still tip number 1, try to think about the things you can do now. Oh, I love W. Mitchell, his story. And one of his quotes is, I used to be able to do 10,000 things, but now I can only do 9,000. So he doesn't concentrate on the 1,000 he lost. He concentrates on the 9,000 he can do. So that's it. Poor pitiful me. I used to want to be a baseball player, baseball athlete, a professional athlete. Poor pitiful me if I sit back and go, oh me, it's been 35 years. Hey, this September 11th is going to be 35 years of me in a wheelchair. Wow. So, oh, no, it's not. You made me wake up 36. Is that right? 36 years. Time is flies going when you're having fun, right? But I could have easily just sit there the whole time and go, oh, I can't play ball no more. Oh, I can't throw anymore. Oh, I can't hit it. Poor pitiful me. I could have easily done that. And trust me, there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people that have. There's a lot of people, they add on to their own suffering just because they can't get past that stuff. It's difficult, but do it. All right? So that's tip number 1. Get out of the past. Think about things you can do. I know I had a good friend, name was Terry, totally paralyzed from his neck down. He was driving down the road somewhere up in the north. I'm not exactly sure where. I forgot. He comes around the corner, hits a 1,500-pound moose. The moose goes up in the air, lands on top of the car. 1,500 pounds. Crushes the top of the car. His neck's bent down and everything. He's totally paralyzed from here down. He can't move his arms and hands, legs. He's a sipping puff. All right? He could have easily, poor pitiful me. He went on and got a master's degree and become a counselor. He still had his mind that he can help people. So if nothing else, use your mind. Use your creativity. Do something. All right? You can do it. Tip number 2. You might have to find some professional help. All right? I didn't want to open up and talk to my family. I don't want them to feel more depressed, more sorry for me. So you might have to find someone that you can open up to instead of bottling everything up. Bottling up is only going to make things worse. It's going to cause an ulcer, high blood pressure, stress, all right, worry. Find someone you can trust and you can talk to and let them help you. At least nothing. Vent. Frustration. Yell and scream. Throw something. Even with the family there, throw something. Get mad. You can't throw. Hey, I threw something one time and it just went from here to my kneecap. But it felt so good that I was able to get some anger out of them because I just started laughing. Then I go, look at that. That's as far as I can throw. And we all started laughing. All right. So vent. If you find somebody, get psychology, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Get your preacher, your minister. They'll have counseling in most churches. They'll find someone for you if they don't already have it. All right. Find a group, associations, a group that's your same disability as yours, similar to yours, and talk to them. Go to they have AA for the people that are alcoholics. They go to help support each other. So go to a disability group that can help you as well. They've been through it. Don't get me wrong, when you're new, you haven't been through everything. 30 years later, you can be an expert and then you can help someone to help them through their depression of their disability. So, find somebody you can trust and go to and help. That's tip number 2. And number 3, live life. Do the best that you can. Maybe you're permanent disability, you can't go back to work. All right? It's not the worst thing in the world. Of not being able to work. It's not the worst thing. All right? If anything possible, go and travel. Have someone go with you and travel and see the country. Go see another country. Go to all 48 states, hop a plane and go to the other 2. Travel. Do something you like to do. For example, I can't play baseball anymore, right? Nope. I can't throw a baseball. I can't hit a baseball. I definitely can't run around the bases in my wheelchair. So I enjoy going to a ball game and sit and watch. I got into coaching. My brother was great. He helped me. And so he would do all the physical stuff of teaching the players how to catch a ball correctly, how to throw the ball correctly, how to swing the bat correctly, how to pitch. He physically showed them. I guided them with my expertise in those areas to help them. That was great form of therapy. Check out Sam Smits. He was a race car driver, one up and coming, got in a wreck, paralyzed from here, sip and puff, and now, even though he can't race right now, he is an owner of his own race car unit. And so he pays to keep the cars up and going, pays the drivers, and then he brings in the trophies and everything, the money that comes with it. So he's still involved in what he loved. So try to find your way to stay involved in stuff that you do. I don't care what it is. If you try hard enough, look hard enough, it can probably be adapted in your way. Get into sports. All right? Tennis, baseball. They've got baseball programs, football teams. All right? All the racing events. They've all been adapted and everything like that. So get involved. Again, I knew one guy. He was a construction worker. Fell at work, got paralyzed, and now he couldn't walk the beams. He couldn't be on top of the roof. He couldn't do all that. So what did he do? He worked in the office, which is not quite the same. But here's what happened. He learned to run a construction company for his boss by making all the phone calls, subbing out the jobs that need to be done. He learned how to do all that, and then he started his own company, and got started with that. And then eventually he was able to hire someone to do all the work. And now he just checks to make sure everything's happy, gets a nice check when everything's done. I'm telling you, things can still live life. It's meant to be lived. So do the best that you can. Go from there. That's my 3 tips. I don't know if it'll help you. It helps me. And don't get me wrong, I still get in those depressions, those funk. And then I have to make myself get out of it. Here's one great way. I'll give you a bonus right here. Here's a bonus. Here's a bonus that I use to really help me. When I get so what they call lower than a snake's belly, and I'm feeling sorry for myself, I enjoy taking my homeboy Ricardo. We go out somewhere and just watch other people love all over him, and then I've been seeing people crying, and they had just put their dog down 6 months ago, and they were glad that I shared Ricardo with them, and they thanked me for it. And watching them get uplifted helped me. So by giving to other people, helping other people satisfies me as well. So that's a bonus. Maybe if you can find out how you can help someone else, maybe you see and it help you. All right. And add to another double bonus here. Whatever you're going through, whatever disability it is, try to pave the road in life smoother for the next person in your community, in the world, to make it easier on them. When I first got hurt, there was no wheelchair doors, automatic doors to get in our local college. When I got done, there's a couple of them put in, and they're still adding to them to get into the buildings. So there wasn't then. So I made it easier for the next people coming in through there. All right. So another big project we got going on. We're getting a miracle field put in over here. Google miracle field and research that. It's a baseball field that is designed to make baseball able to be able to play for any person with a disability, whether they're using a wheelchair, whether they walk weakly with their legs, whether they use crutches, whether they use a walker, whether they need aiding, whether they're rolling on a skateboard, whatever it is, the field is made for everybody to be able to participate in baseball. And 2 years ago, I brought it to our community's attention and everything. We've raised enough money that we're ready to start building. And on top of that I didn't think of this, but on top of that, enough money, and the idea was brought up, an all-inclusive playground, meaning that the playground be developed for all kids, disability or not, could play on the same playground together, which is even more awesome, that the people that are non-disabled can interact and play with the people with disabilities. So I'm leaving a little legacy here when it's my time to move on to the bigger and better places, and it feels good to know that. Hey, I think I've rambled on enough, but I hope those 3 tips will help you. Do something. How about first do this? Like this if you like it. Give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. Be sure again to subscribe if you haven't. And thank you again for all you've done. Do something today, tomorrow, something next week that's going to help you persevere past your paralysis.